You are watching Phone Arena's video review of Samsung Omnia. This is an all-in-one device and runs on the Windows Mobile 6.1 operational system, and its design easily places it between the best-looking smartphones. The 3.2-inch display supports 65,000 colors, offers a good picture quality, but is almost unusable in direct sunlight. Its sensitivity is also at a very high level, but it is still behind the iPhone. Every touch is accompanied by a gentle vibration, and you also have a stylus at your disposal. The only objects on the front are two large and relatively easy to press hardware buttons, Send and Keys, and an optical mouse. When the virtual cursor is not active, it has a roll over the D-pad, and you have to run your finger in the direction desired. The rest of the hardware buttons are on the right side. All of them have a decent size and are easily felt once pressed, which makes them user-friendly. On top of that, they have multiple functions. When held, the button for entering the main menu activates the task switcher. By using the key for turning the volume up, you can switch on the zoom no matter which menu you are in. Pressing the camera trigger one time leads to the gallery. The opposite side houses the strap hook for accessories and the charger connector. To our regret, the last one is not a standard mini USB. On the back we have the 5-megapixel camera with flash. To get to the microSD slot you have to remove the battery lid. In contrast to what we saw in the prototype, which looked like rubber coated, now it resembles polished metal. It looks good, but we think that the metal surface would suit the device better. Samsung calls Omnia's personalized Windows mobile interface TouchWiz, but all it has in common with the F480 are only the widgets. They have some additional options, like for example when you click the clock, you'll be able to change the date and hour. However, the lack of variety in the applications present and the inability to add additional ones of your choice still transform this plugin in the next colorful marketing trick to attract attention. We shouldn't forget the presence of an accelerometer, which main function is to rotate the picture depending on the phone's positioning. The transition is not irritating when working with the phone, and the extra also has an interesting application. Because of the accelerometer, you actually get two different widget screens depending on the screen orientation. This allows you to have plenty of applications and get fast access to them by passing limited screen size. There is also another home screen variant, which is divided in 3 tabs, with the main one housing the clock, call log shortcut, messages and emails. The other two are intended for dialing and frequently used settings. This way of organizing reminds us of the convenient and orderly HTC Home plugin we know from HTC Touch. Regrettably, the options offered in Omnia's tabs are much less, and you cannot take advantage of the full functionality the device offers just by relying on them. Despite of that, we consider it more convenient than the widget screen. The main menu is a big innovation. It has large icons which are extremely convenient for work with fingers, and it looks like the menu of a regular phone. Structured in a grid, it gives you access to a shortcut submenu where you can choose 11 from all applications available and put them in order by drag and dropping them. The submenu combining all those programs in an alphabetized list is also very nice. The overall impression the interface creates is for incompleteness. Under every finger-friendly element, the original Windows mobile applications with small and inconvenient icons forcing you to use a stylus are actually quite apparent. All most frequently used functions have to be redesigned, and not only a few just to say they've done it. The idea of the Phonebook is similar to the one seen in iPhone. It gives you fast access to a specific letter by selecting it from the field on the right-hand side. It's nice that the names are written out with a very large font. Once you choose a given contact, the next personalized screen appears, from which, thanks to the large icons, you will be able to easily dial the mobile, home, or the office number of the person and to send a message. Omnia has the extensive organizing abilities typical for a Windows mobile device. The story with Omnia's alarms is quite strange since there are 2 different types. The first ones are accessible via the main menu, and the others from the home screen. However, the fact that all the alarms are not gathered in one menu is very confusing. The calendar, tasks, notes, and calculator bring nothing surprising. Writing messages and emails is done thanks to the on-screen keyboard, which comes with three variants, Samsung variants: keyboard, keypad, phone pad. According to us, the second one is the most convenient because of the portrait view oriented display. It is a sure type like keyboard, which combined with the T9 predictive text input will let you enter text really fast. If you are using the horizontal view, the full QWERTY is a better solution. The only problem comes from the space, which is located on the side and not in the middle, therefore requires some time to get used to. Opera Mobile 9.5, which is the best mobile device browser, is used for web surfing. The navigation is extremely easy and you will only need to double tap the display in order to zoom in, and the text shrinks so you can easily read it. The only problem is the inability to visualize flash videos. Samsung Omnia is the first Windows mobile device with a 5-megapixel camera, autofocus, and multiple options characteristic for the high-class phones. It is optimized for working entirely with fingers and has large icons with clearly marked functions. All main options, flash, resolution, focus, exposure, shooting mode, and scenes, are visible on the screen. Thanks to them, after just a couple of taps you can choose an option without having to go through complicated menus to scroll or confirm. The picture quality is close to the best camera phones, which is a good testimonial for Omnia's camera. We only have a few remarks regarding the pleasant but unreal colors and the flash, which is too bright. You can record VGA videos at 15 FPS, but if the phone is moving they are choppy. This makes the device unsuitable for shooting dynamic clips, which is rather disappointing. The Multimedia is the key moment in presenting the device. There are two variants for viewing and sorting your files. First is the Photo Slides application, which is mainly used for creating albums, later used for presentations. You'll be able to filter the type of files you want to see in the folder via the media menu. Once you open a picture, it will let you jump to the next previous and to zoom in by running a finger across the screen, in contrast to Photo Slides, where you have to do it using the arrows. If you open a song or a video, they will automatically start the touch player. The interface is finger-friendly and you can sort the files by album, artist and genre. The music sound quality is very good, especially if you use the earphones. There are also an FM radio. The number one attraction is the built-in DVX and XVID video support. Basically, unless you want to see DVD resolution files, you won't have to convert them in order to play them on your phone. The main problem which stops us from announcing Omnia for the best MMP on the market is called Windows Mobile. The operational system doesn't allow visualization of more than 65,000 colors, and that's why sometimes the transition will not be smooth. Aside from that, at a high bitrate and a very dynamic video, some screens are skipped, and there are artifacts which do not prevent you from watching videos. Omnia is also equipped with a GPS, which of course is not only used for image tagging. Unfortunately, the only preloaded software is Google Maps, and in order to be operational, it requires a permanent internet. Therefore, if you need reliable navigation, get one of the paid programs like iGo and TomTom Navigator. The phone is very reliable and there is a light lag that you will feel when using, but it is not annoying at all. The sound quality during a talk is very good, and compared to the other such devices, the battery scored rather high. Samsung has done a wonderful job in creating an all-in-one device, with the multimedia achievements being the most impressive. The only most serious drawback is the interface, which would have been much easier to use for the mass consumer and not only personalized Windows Mobile. Nevertheless, the phone is one of the most interesting high-tech products in the market and is definitely worth the money. Please visit Phonebook.com for our full text review.